Hello friends, in this video tutorial I will be explaining the step-by-step procedure on how to create dynamic architectural blocks. Now there are 5 dynamic architectural blocks that we will need to create, and for that we will need to set up 5 separate layers. So let's start by setting up our layers by clicking on Layers property. The first layer that we will create will be a section marker. The second layer that we create will be a callout block. The third layer that we will create will be a grid or tag, will be for grid or tag. So we can say grid. Or tag. You cannot have decimals and slashes in here, it will not allow you to save. The next layer that we will create will be an elevation key. Remember, consistency is important. And the last layer that we will create will be a detail descriptor, or we can say just a simple call out. Detail descriptor. Leave all of these colors to a number 7 white and do not change anything here because we will be making changes in their custom properties. So collapse this window, or you can even close it if you want. Set up or activate the first layer that you wish to use, and we will start accordingly. Now before we start to actually create our own dynamic blocks, let me show you one thing. There are 3 ways that you can make your selections in AutoCAD. So first one is you click on the bottom, let go of your mouse, drag it to the top and click it to another angle, diagonal of it. You can do the same, or you can do the vice versa for this kind of select, and then there's a sweep select. Now all of these selects, they work the same, but the most easiest time saving one that I find is to click at the bottom and leave it on the top, and it makes your entire, and it selects everything within that window. So the first callout that we will create, it will be the section marker. So for that, firstly click on this view tab, then click on tool palettes. It will show you this window, this tool palette. Then from there, what you will need to do is select annotation. Do not use imperial, these are inches and feet. Since my template is metric, so we'll be using metric. And select your section callout metric. Once you click on it, you can simply bring it to model space and just drop it anywhere you want. Click on home, click on this, and this is your section marker. It should be in the section markers layer. Now what we will do is we will edit this so that it looks neat and tidy in an architectural drawing. So to edit a block, simply select your block, enter the command BE for block explode or block edit, then enter. Click on OK. Once in the block editor, you will need to make a few minor changes here so that it looks neat in an architectural drawing. Now, when you open this block for the first time, you will see that this parameter or this action is actually above our line and it's not letting us select the bottom line. So what we can do is type a DR for draw order, select your command, click on the object and press enter. It will give you 4 options. Click on back. Alternatively, if you wish to do the same, you can do a right click, and do a right click. Then you'll have to look for draw order here, and when you find that, you can click on the wedge that I told you. Now this line and this flag, they need to be set to magenta. because magenta is the thinnest line. And this line shouldn't be a solid line. This line should only be a center line. So if you wish to load other lines, click on other and click on load, and then select whichever line you wish to enter. I'll use a by 5 center here, or I would suggest we use a standard center line and click on OK. Once that is done, click on OK. Then select this line again, click on properties and click on center, and it has given you your center line. We will leave this circle and this outline as it is. However, this hedge has to change to a separate color. So what we will do is, this one has to show as red. So what we will do is select the hedge, click on home, click on the properties drop down arrow, click on this tab, click on more colors, and look for color number 101. This will plot as red as per my STB file. Now that that is done, what you can do is select this hedge and send it back. So we'll do our DR for draw order, click enter and click back. And now that you see that your outlines are showing up perfectly. We don't have to make changes to any of these parameters or actions. Now the last setup that we will do is simply click on these two texts, select them. They have to be in attributes. You don't have to make changes there. And we will change the style of it from Tahoma or anything to layout text. Now as you can see, it has become smaller. So that, remember, the top one has to be of 2 mm in height, and the bottom one has to be 2.5 mm in height. Make the changes. Ensure that the distance from here to here and the distance from here to here is consistent, and click on OK. Once you have made all your changes, what you can do is close the block editor and save your changes. As you can see, it is plotting on the layer, but it has given you your custom changes that you just made. Now, the top one is the sheet number, the view number. So let's say if you are showing your section on number 12 and your drawing section, your section is showed on sheet A08. So you will put it so you'll enter your values like that. And that is what it should look like. Now, there is one thing that I missed out here. What I'll do is, you'll have to put the text to the text layer. So simply select the text, click on home, go to create a new layer, and we'll just say a normal text. We'll just name it as text. This one you can change it to a color red, or you can put it to a sharp red by selecting 101. In this case, I'll select 101. Or you can keep it dark and click on OK and collapse this window or close it. Now select your text, click on the layer, click on this drop down arrow and put it to the layer that it was there. So anytime if you wish to change your layer, you don't have to actually explode your block. You just have, anytime you wish to change the color of this text, all you have to do is just change your layer, change your layer's color, and it will change accordingly. So close, block editor, save, and you're done with the section marker. Do not worry if these lines are not showing up. Remember, your scale is set to 1:1, so it will not show up. When you actually scale it, then I'll show you another method on how to increase the scale. And in any event, if you are making these or creating your custom section markers or any kind of call out, keep this scale to 1:1. Now, the next one that I'll create is a call out block. A callout block, basically what it does is, it will indicate a portion of the drawings which are not shown in that same page, but shown on another drawing sheet or another trade, such as structural. So if you are picking up details on your cross section, you will call them out and they will all be shown in structural. So let me show you how to create it. Simply click on this, simply go to your tools palette that we had set up earlier. Click on callout bubble metric. can just bring it there and click it there. What you can do is explode it, and you can just make your changes here. What you can do is remove this H and the arrow, and you can also remove this, because that all you need is this. So we'll set this both to layout text. The style of it will be set to layout text. Then we'll put them in their according layers. From there we will set up their sizes individually. The first one is 2, and the second text should be 2.5. Ensure that consistency is paramount. Select all of these. Ensure that they are in the callout layer, or you can just create a block of them. Select all of these. Type a B for block, press enter, and write here callout blocks. Or you can just say callout block. Select specify on screen. You have to check these. This should not be unchecked like so. You have to check specify on screen, and the behavior to be annotative. Click on OK. Now it will ask you to specify an insertion point. Basically, it's a pick point. So what I'll do, I just put it right in the center, and then it'll ask you to select an object. So select your entire object and click enter. Now what this one does is, same as the section marker, you have to put your view number here. In this case, I'll say this is a 15, and the details for this callout are represented on sheet IE 13, and we'll click apply, then OK, and it will show you that. Now if you think that this circle is too big, you can just block edit it and simply make your circles shorter. Now that we have done that, the next what we will do is create an elevation key. So for that, what we will need to do is simply click on this callout bubble metric again, bring it here, and I'll do a rectangle, not a rectangle, a square of 30 by 30. Press enter, and what I will do, I'll just pick them up and put them there. One. We can copy, do not mirror them, copy these things, copy, and then just rotate these triangles to match their orientation. You can do the same for here. Rotate. And you can do the same for the top. Now, if you are finding that this is too huge and it's going out too big of a distance for you, what you can do is offset it to bring it more closer. Delete this line and just move these guys closer, one by one. And then you can delete this rectangle. So now we will edit this. We will select our block, and we'll type a BE for block editor and click OK or click enter. And then select your block, click on OK. We'll first put these to the standard layers. These two text to be on the text layer. Now we'll change its style. So the style for this will be layout text, and the text height for the top one will be 2 millimeters, and the text height for the text height for the bottom text will be 2.5 millimeters. Click on OK. Make it consistent. Similarly, the H will change to a color of 101. When you select a color in AutoCAD, it will show you a recent color selection. So Then select this and send it back out. Now these, you don't have to make changes to them. Once you have made these changes, click on close block editor, save the changes, and as you can see, it has made your changes accordingly. Now we can enter our drawing numbers. We can say that this is sheet number A05. This is just for an exercise. When we are doing elevations, then I'll show you what I mean. And the top one can be changed to 05. Click on apply, click on OK. Now we'll do the same for this. This will be 06, and then it will also be A05. Click OK. Now we'll click here, we'll do this 07, and the sheet number of it will be A06. Click on apply, then click on OK. And similarly for the last one, we will do a 08, and then we'll write here A07. Or we can say I made a mistake there. We can call this an A06. A06, click on apply, and click on OK. Now that you have done this, what you can do is just put them together and type a G for group and group them. So this is your elevation callout or elevation key. Now what we will do is create a tag or a grid. So for this, what we have to do is go back to Tools palette, then click on Tag Metric. Select this, bring it here. Now we'll need to make a couple of changes to this. So what we'll do is firstly we'll select that and type BE for block editor. Click OK. Select your block. Click OK. And this text, we'll put it as grid text. Leave it at middle center. The style has to be grid text. We'll have a height of 3 millimeters. And put this one to text. And click OK. This outline is, this black line is OK, but this has to be changed to magenta. So click on properties, click on layers, then change it to magenta. And the line style for this will also be a standard center line. Don't have to change the line weight, and leave these parameters as they are. And if you think that the circle is too huge, what you can do, you don't have to change them now. Click on close and save the changes. And if you think that they're still too huge, then what you can do is simply go back into it and make your circle smaller. So by clicking, you can by typing BE for block edit, press enter, select our block, click OK, and what we can do is just make it smaller. Now this one we can bring it in here. Now I'm just eyeballing this, I'm not actually taking any measurements. So now that you're seeing that should not actually happen. What you can do is recall your block editor by typing BE, select tag, click this, click on this, do a TR for trim, and just trim that line off so that it's flush, so that it stays in line with this arc. And then click on close it editor and save. Now this looks about perfect. So what you can do is change this direction to A. Grid line A. Now there is another one that we need in a grid, in an architectural grid text. We need two. One is a horizontal and the other one's a vertical. Now one will extend this way and the other one will extend this way. I'll show you how to set up. Now as you can see that the texts are all funny. Remember, the top one has to be in alphabets, the side ones have to be in numbers. So what we'll do is we'll change the text option. We'll double click on this, click on text options and change the rotation angle until it turns into a proper 90 degrees. So let's try a 270. You can call it a 180. If you'll have to keep on making changes, or if you know what you have to enter, just enter it, or just click on 0. As you can see there. We'll do the same for this. Double click on text options, and change the angle to 0. And there you go. Now this one has to be in number, and this one has to be in an alphabet. So make sure that your texts are set in the text layer, and that's all. Do not worry if these lines appear too big. Remember, you're using 1:1 scale. So what we will do is we'll scale it down when we are actually making an architectural floor plan. Now the last one that we will need to create is a sheet descriptor or a detail descriptor. Now a detail descriptor is a callout that shows you the drawing number and the sheet number of a reference made from another trade or another drawing. So we will do that. Simply activate our detail descriptor layer. We'll create a polyline. This polyline has to be approximately 60 mm. Don't worry, it can be stretched out longer. And click on OK. The circle has to be of a diameter of 12. So what you can do is click on this drop down arrow, and you can choose a radius, or you can choose a diameter. In this case, I'll use a radius. So half of 12 is obviously 6. So what we will do is click there on that line and enter a radius of 6. There you go. Remember to verify your dimensions, and it's giving you a distance of 12 millimeters. Now if this is too long, you can just bring it down to a half. And now what we'll do is we'll extend this line towards the end, like so, and we'll add our attributed text. So ATTDEF, click OK. You just need one. The tag, this one will be sheet number, drawing number. So we can say 01, and just copy and paste. Don't have to worry about the defaults. Click on OK. Put it here, click on this text, put it to the text layer, then select this again. Two properties we'll have to change. One is the justification. The justification is always middle left. And we'll have to change the height, which is 2 millimeters. And click on enter. Now we'll copy this again, bring it down here, similarly, and change the height of these two a 2.5 millimeter. If it's too big, you can leave it at 2. Make sure that these line up accordingly. I just eyeballed it, but you'll have to be careful. Move these out so that these two texts sit at an approximate distance of 2 millimeters. Anytime you wish to recall an existing command, all you have to do is type enter, or you have to press the space bar. Now, the top one will be your detail description, right? So we'll say detail, consistency is key, detail description, copy, paste, and you can write enter. Enter detail description here. Now enter detail description without any spaces. If you have space, it will give you this error. So just remove the spaces and click on OK. Similarly, this is your scale. So what we will do is we will type this cap locks scale, copy, paste, and you write enter scale here, enter scale, or you can just write enter scale. Now I made a mistake on the top one. It has to be in capitals. All of it has to be in capitals. So enter scale here. or just enter scale and click on OK. Now select these two. They should be slightly above that line, straight up. Similarly with this, and that's all. Now this block is not yet complete, so since it's in the detailed descriptor and the texts are in text, this one has to be, and these two lines have to be in color yellow, because these will be placed over the viewport and not inside of them. Then what you can do, if you think that this distance is too far, just move them back slightly, trim out as much as possible and click on OK. And from there, select the entire callout and type B for block, and you can call this a descriptor callout. Check base point should be checked, objects to be specified on screen, and the behavior to also be annotative. Click on OK. Now it will ask you for an insertion point, so I'll just click it here, and it will ask you for an object. I'll just select this and press enter. Click on OK. Now as you can see that all of our texts have disappeared, so it's not a big deal. What we will do is, for the scale, we'll write scale 1:200 at A3. Then we'll put a slash if you wish to also do it this one in A4 /. And we'll type here 1:100 at A1. So that is how your scale should be set up. And click on apply, then change the description. So we'll say details. We can say typical bathroom layout. Now sheet by sheet this will be different, so we will have to enter it accordingly. Click on apply, then click on OK, and there you go. Do not worry about this line. I'll show you how to stretch this line out further. Now this one, the numbers, the top one is your drawing number, so we can say 12, and the bottom one is your sheet number, so we can say A12, A12. Click on OK. Now as you can see that this is wrong, so what we'll do is just click on it and just rearrange the value. We'll put the top one as A12 and we'll put the bottom one as number 12. Click on apply, click on OK, and there you go. If it has shifted, don't worry about it. We will be going into block editor anyway, and I'll show you how to set that up. So select this, type BE, press enter, click OK. It's already in the center here. Now you don't need to change that, it's okay. So in order to make this line stretchable, the first thing that we will need to do is we'll have to put a parameter here. So that's our point, and take it upwards by turning on ortho mode. It has to be straight, or you can put it this way. We'll put it this way. Now any parameter will ask for an action, so we'll click on action. We'll allow for a stretch. We'll click on stretch. Then it'll ask you to select the parameter. When you select the parameter, it will tell you how long you actually want it to be. So I'll just put it like that. Don't have to worry. Then it'll ask you to select the object. Select your object and press enter. Then it has put your stretch command properly. Now what you can do is close your block and save the callout. Now you should be seeing this. Remember, if ortho mode is turned on, it will be very difficult for you to snap this properly into place. And now after that setup, when you click on this block, you should be seeing this. Click on OK. Now that you are seeing that this text is currently offset, so what we'll do is type on block editor, click on OK, put this text to middle center, justification of it to middle center, and what you can do is just mirror it to point or move it to point. So to move it to point M to P for move to point, from the center, select this, and it has centered your text. Click on OK. Click on close block editor and save the changes. It should not actually move up like that. Save changes. Now, click on ATTSY for attribute sync. Click on OK. And then yes. If it does not, put it back to what it was and leave it as it is. Now that we have successfully set up the drawing file for two-dimensional drafting, please like and subscribe to my channel for more great contents ahead, because I will be bringing you more contents in architectural, structural, electrical and mechanical drafting, also in hydraulics. So stay tuned for those videos, and if you have any queries or questions, please forward them to me via comments or via the email in the description below. Thank you very much.